As per the title, all discussion about the above paper should go in here. How did everyone do? Someone shouted, "Hey!" midway through the paper. Just 150 people dying in the hall together. I found that this was the easiest paper. The easiest paper to slip in. I started wondering if they gave us the JC paper instead of secondary. For my last question, I drew a cone to visualize. But I gave up. I made it a very nice Christmas tree and also wished them Merry Christmas. The reason why I want to do this paper is to just get a feel of how you students might feel during the exam. At the same time as tutor, I rarely do one entire paper in one sitting. So in that sense, I'm not really in a good position to score like 90% and above for this paper. You might say that I'm putting my reputation on the line, but that's not the point. The point is just for me to get a sensing of how you might have felt during this paper. And then we can look at my mistakes and learn from it, so that you might get something out of it. And also for future batches of students, if you are doing this paper after 2020, you're the 2021 batch and later, yes, definitely you can learn something from it as well. I think there's a lot we can get out of this paper, so I'm going to make an entire video series, so keep a lookout for it.
3, 2, 1, go!
I find that in this paper, there are very few standard questions which students are prepared to do. The kind of questions that you would see in the textbooks. Usually they would drop some of this here and there, to at least get you guys to be able to do some of the questions. But there are very few of this. There are many questions that are phrased in a different way than what you would see in most of the assessment books and textbooks and practices. And that is sure to cause a lot of panic in students, right? You look at this and you're thinking, how am I going to solve this? What is the question asking for? Can I come up with a strategy that is correct to do this? If your concept isn't that strong, then you're going to have difficulty trying to solve these kind of questions that is being asked in a way that you're not familiar. And of course, there's question 9, which I messed up. The coordinate geometry question, it's pretty difficult. I've not seen that before. Though, on hindsight, I definitely should have scored that. I could have done it correctly, but maybe it was towards the end when my energy was depleting. And so to me, the learning point is that you have to enter an exam with the freshest possible state of mind. So if you burn the midnight oil the night before, it's really going to be counterproductive. For students who are trying to score A1, what I got out of this paper was that you have to be able to do every question smoothly. You see the question, you strategize, you're going to do it, it's done, and more or less is that, right? If you run into what happened to me, which is to get stuck in a major stuck, I spent like 30 minutes for question 9. That is going to be very, very counterproductive and expensive. Actually, after some time, I had the correct idea to solve it, but in the end, I couldn't solve because of just one plus-minus mistake. So it's like if you want to get A1, you have to be almost close to perfection all the way. And as for students who are weaker, if you're not aiming to score A1, at least trying to pass, then you should try to at least score on those questions you definitely know that you can do, okay? The questions that you can do, you must score correctly. If you can't even score for those, then forget about the rest. You have to make sure that those you can do, you get correct answers, not just, do it. Because if you can do and then you make some mistakes, that's it. You don't get the full marks that you thought you could get. And if you don't already have that many questions that you can do, then it's going to be a big blow. In my next video, I'm going to do self-marking of my paper, where you can learn from my mistakes, and also I will do an entire video series on every single question in this paper. Like and subscribe. See you next time.